Look, you got some more of those nice, sexy ground lichens, okay? Don't know what they do when they're buried under 12 feet of snow up here, but you get all the lake effect snow, all that precipitation coming off Lake Superior. But anyway, and over here, you got pretty interesting geological formation. Okay, it just looks like a bunch of wavy bands in the side of this rock. Okay, it's about 2 billion years old, but you know, you get any context for it, and you'll learn that these wavy bands are that fossil I was talking about in an earlier video. They're stromatolites. Okay, basically alternating bands of cyanobacterial mats mixed with the layers of depositional silt, just built up over, you know, however many hundreds of thousands or millions of years. Okay, so some of the first life, some of that boring but still fascinating when you dig a little bit deeper, early microbial life on planet Earth. Okay, this would be after, actually maybe during the Great Oxygenation Event. Okay, these things were thriving. You can see someone tried to chip away at it. I mean, it's not, I don't know why you would try to take this rock. It's not really a rock that's going to hold its context when it's sitting on your fucking mantle. Okay, I'm all for stealing rocks, but, you know, in situ, it makes a lot more sense when you can see it. All right, but that didn't stop some jagoff from trying to, you know, chisel away. You could, if you get close, you can see it's been infused with silica. Okay, that's iron-rich silica, basically quartz. It's that's where that red color comes from. But on the outside still, where it's had more time to just react with the atmosphere, that's when you can really see these bands. The bands are accentuated. Okay, bands to make her dance. Wasn't that a shitty rap song a couple years ago? All right, you want to see the good stromatolites, you got to go to inland northwestern Australia, to the Pilbara up there, that fucking red desert, that hot, dry red desert. That's where they got the 3.8 billion year old stromatolites, and those things look fucking weird. You can also see extant stromatolites in Western Australia as well. They got stromatolites, they got the thrombolites. The difference between the two just being the structures they form as the bacteria grow, but all just cyanobacteria. You gotta thank those guys, okay? Because if it wasn't for them, none of us would be here right now, which sometimes seems like a pleasant thought. But you look up there, see, that's pretty good. So, you know, this was originally sedimentary rock, but, you know, over the last 2 billion years, go figure, it's had time to get metamorphosed, cooked, okay, infused with silica-rich groundwater, okay, buried, subjected to high pressure, etc. What I really want to know is why have I not seen any of the piss bottles on the road up here in Upper Peninsula, Michigan? Okay, they're too high class up here, right? Where's all the nasty trucker piss bottles and the fucking garbage and all the bleakness? All right, there we go. Get some nice stromatolite pouring for you. It's really something else, though. I mean, you gotta, you know, are you asking yourself philosophical questions now? Maybe not. Maybe you're just munching on a fucking cheeseburger and dude, I don't know. Oh, look at that. It's a massive outcrop of Chert. So silky and smooth. Oh, just a hint of a conchoidal fracture. Get some nice coloration up there. I like my Chert old, 2 billion year old Chert. Wonder when this was exposed to the atmosphere, though. Probably relatively recently, in terms of the geologic time scale, that is. Probably was buried for a long time. It's how you keep it looking fresh. Oh look, it's one of the, appears to be a Euthamia, one of the goldenrods that's not in the genus Solidago. It might be now, but you know, see how it's got those kind of grass-like, leaves, okay? I know goldenrods are fucking boring, but I think they're kind of interesting, okay, to be honest with you, you know, because they're fucking everywhere here. They're one of the most dominant pollinator-friendly composites that are, you know, blooming late into the season, okay, here at the beginning of fall, all right, when the mosquitoes shouldn't be out, but for some goddamn reason they are. It's with a teenager spray-painted Slayer on the inside. Again, all that nice bracken fern. Okay, two interesting plants over here. Two interesting high-latitude plants. The first one, a Hemiparasite from the family Pinaceae, of course. This is Euphrasia stricta. Oh, get a nice pattern on that corolla. Bilaterally symmetrical flowers. The leaves are even more interesting. Okay? Well, look at the calyces there, too. All right, everything kind of spiny. All right? Sessile leaves, a little bit laciniate. Okay, and of course it's probably parasitizing the nearby grass, because Pinaceae, almost the entire family are either hemiparasites or holoparasites. Hemiparasites, of course, have their own chlorophyll. They can photosynthesize a bit, but they're going to steal from their neighbors. And holoparasites lack all chlorophyll, you know, species like Orobanche and Aphelon, and they're going to just, they're just obligate thieves. Okay, over here, this is even more interesting to me. This is a plant that has never been logged in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan before, at least on iNaturalist. And why it was interesting to me at first is because it's occupying the rocky area. You go off the rocky area, it disappears, all right? It needs the rocky area, this little microsite, because nothing else can compete with it there. It's not going to be shaded out, outcompeted, overgrown. Okay, it's got a niche, it's got a monopoly on this spot, you know, say for the one or two little grasses right there. This is Antenaria parviflora, okay? Look at the leaves, conduplicate leaves, kind of keeled and folded, all right? All right, folded up, just like a piece of paper, okay? Conduplicate, pubescent leaves, and a nice little rosette, okay? The common name for this is pussy toes. It's in Nephaliae, the paper daisy tribe of the sunflower family, Asteraceae. If you see a rosetted bastard like this, either, you know, growing on bare rock, or, you know, or like in an alpine environment, high altitude or high latitude environment, you're probably going to assume it's either in the family Caryophyllaceae or Asteraceae. Of course, this is Asteraceae. But to me, you know, it's pretty fucking weird, okay? I mean, it stands out. There's a couple more over there where the rock still is, but look, remnants of a former homestead. You got an apple tree here, all right? And they're pretty good. They're pretty good, okay? Might be mildly toxic because of all the iron mining in the area, but you know, whatever. Being alive today is toxic. Let's be honest. Oh, isn't that nice? Just a huge boulder of hematite with some, so you got some impurities in there. But again, the banding, okay, because it was originally a sedimentary rock, okay, a now extinct sedimentary rock, since the conditions that created it no longer exist on planet Earth. Oh yeah, there you go. You got some nice banding right there. And of course, it's had, you know, 2 billion years to be cooked and metamorphosed and possibly infused with a little bit of silica. That didn't look like it had silica in it, but you know, some of the ones are though. Oh, toxic river, I sing a song of the toxic river. Oh, look at that. See, look how long, to really get the scale of these things, you got to stand a little far back, okay? This is just man-made mountains. That's got to be, you know, 300 feet tall right there, easily. And it's all just the overburden. The rock they got to remove to get to the iron beneath. Oh, a tailing pile. I love a tailing pile. Who doesn't love a tailing pile? Look at the bands. Oh, everything with just a slight patina of red on it. Oh, here's a nice one. Look at that. Look at the banding on that. I'm going to have to go ahead and take this back with me. Now, maybe have it analyzed. Oh, look at these spruces with kind of a blue color to them. Picea glauca, such a gentle member of the boreal forests. And look at this retention pond. Look at how they built the little dike around it, too. It's pretty interesting. It must be some pretty toxic water that they don't want to leak into the adjacent creek. I wonder what's in there. What's leaching into this nasty water. Wonder what would happen if I drank it. Maybe just a cup a day. A cup a day for the next 10 years and get some sort of strange cancer. Okay, now on the beautiful shores of Lake Superior, and I got to make this quick before the guards over at the ore dock call the cops on me. We can see mostly, well, a lot of non-native species, but there's a couple natives here too. Okay, I just saw a peregrine falcon actually swoop over the over this little tugboat right here and dip out. It kind of rubbernecked me as he went by. Right here you can see we got a Mirabilis nictaginea, no longer blooming but still going off. See that? 4 o'clock family, Nictaginaceae, got the opposite leaves. I see this plant a lot, actually, in the Midwest. Petaloid sepals, of course, but these are the bracts. The sepals have already fallen off. They're pink, and You got those little seeds in there. And over here you got one of the Persicarias, you know, Polygonaceae, got that whole Ochrea thing, okay, which the buckwheats don't have. That's the notable thing about the buckwheats. The whole lineage of buckwheats that's in this family, they're Eriogonums. They don't got that papery sheath. But the Persicarias, you know, I don't really fuck with because they can be very hard. Haven't delved into them yet. There's a lot of non-natives. There's a lot of invasives. Then you got a couple native ones too. So anyway, looks like you got a Medicago right there too. You know, what would be the worst way you could get punished here? Probably just locked in a cell and forced to listen to Gordon Lightfoot's greatest hits just on repeat, you know, while someone kind of slapped you around with some sort of a rubber object, a heavy rubber object. Look at this beautiful tugboat. They got it nicely preserved. Over here you got the ore docks. You can see they bring, they're probably going to think I'm out. Oh, you see, there's a security over there. They're probably going to think I'm Al Qaeda or something. They bring the damn ore cars over here, move a barge up, and then those little chutes come down and they dump the ore over. So, okay, let's go this way, because I don't want to be in line of those guys who dropped a dime on me or something. Did when the skies of November turn gloomy, with a load of iron ore 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. It's a fucking terrible song, and the worst part is, you hear it once and then you're stuck. You're fucked. You can't get it out of your head at all. Gordon Lightfoot, huh? Oh my God. Okay, look, you got a species of populus. Looks like maybe it's Populus balsaminifera. Excuse me, you said singing the Gordon Lightfoot's fucking me up. Kind of like a weedy native, okay? They're just taking over the post-industrial decay. Actually, that's not post-industrial, it's still active over there. Then, there's some nice Asclepias syriaca over here. The nice milkweeds. Ooh. Can't believe these are still going. You know, it's getting cold. It's just the faintest hint of chill. But really, Gordon, we've been singing that Gordon Lightfoot the fucking past 3 days, just, you know, torturing each other with it, making fun of it, you know, kind of making fun of it. Then it just, you know, it's like a Gordon Lightfoot is like the musical equivalent of the coronavirus. Okay, it's like COVID-19. It's really fucking bad. Makes me want to put a muzzle on myself. I bet it's a pretty good jab. Probably not too bad of a jab. Okay. Oh, praise be to God. Guess you need a bag. What they did over here is they made it real loose with the fence. So you could just slip through. Isn't that nice? Come on, Louie, let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on, get through. There you go. Invasive Linaria. Another brought over from Europe. Probably is, you know, escaped garden specimen. But over here you got Fomitopsis betularia. This was the fungus carried by a Otzi the Iceman, okay, growing out of a dead birch. It's got, supposedly it's good for worms, okay? So if you get a tapeworm, I think Jack might have a tapeworm. If you get a tapeworm, this is what you want, okay? Just take a big chunk out of that, just bite into it, you know? Actually, I don't know, you probably gotta maybe make a tea out of it or something, but it's having a day here. Look at that. Just tearing up the Betula papyrifera. Who doesn't love a polypore? Shadow of some brutalist industrial architecture, we actually find a remnant dune system with some interesting plants here. Some interesting native plants, and then a couple of non-native plants from Europe, like this Populus nigra. Okay, I think this is what you see in those Lombardy poplar look, you know, the really columnar poplars. That my neighbor's got one. I wish he would have poisoned it or cut it down. It's really kind of a pain in the ass, taking on my life. Okay, you also got a non-native sedum, the succulent member of the Crassulaceae from Europe. Sedum acre, acre, however the shit you want to pronounce that. There's the old flowers on it, dried flowers right there. And then you get that imbricate succulent foliage. Okay, it's kind of a naturalized non-native. It doesn't seem like it's, I mean, I don't know, who the fuck knows? There could be fucking things up here, but it doesn't seem too bad at the moment. Okay, not out competing too much, but you never really know. Then let's get on with the natives though. We'll get some real nice natives over here. Got a native terrestrial orchid. Got this nice Spiranthes incurva. Oh, Spiranthes with the, you know, they all kind of do look the same. I'm not going to lie. They do. But the orchids always indicate some pretty interesting soil fungi. Looks like you got an Agalenus right next to it, which is another Hemiparasite from the Pinaceae. The flowers are falling off. See how that foliage is kind of red too? A lot of the Orobanches have that distinct calyx. See, the corolla already fell off there. That's the calyx that's left. Okay, pretty distinct right there. And let's look at this this beautiful terrestrial orchid. Okay, those beautiful that beautiful spiral flower inflorescence anatomy. Just a spike with one single little basal leaf. Oh, maybe you got two. No, that's a colline leaf. One single little basal leaf on the sandy dunes. Okay. Kick me into sandy bags. You get some nice organic material in there too. Here's that Agalenus again. Orobanchaceae. So many of the Orobanchaceae were originally classified in the Scrophulariaceae, you know, along with a whole bunch of other shit that's not related. I mean, I guess they're in the same order. The Lamiales, the order of bilaterally symmetrical flowers, the Lamiales. But, you know, then upon, you know, more widespread use of molecular phylogenetics, it was discovered that all these flowers, like this guy, that were formerly in the Scrophulariaceae, were indeed not related to them at all. They were in the Orobanchaceae, a family of obligate Hemi and Holoparasites. It's a tiny flower. But again, look at how thin those leaves are, that thin foliage. Okay, this guy is not producing all his own energy through photosynthesis. Okay, he's stealing from his neighbors, just like all the Orobanches do. Look at that, there's more of them. Okay, I think there's like 3 or 4 species in the Midwest. I just seen Agalenus purpurea down south. There's more at the Spiranthes. This is a tiny bastard. Doesn't even have his basal leaves. Well, you got some Pinus strobus too, the white pine, which was so unrepentantly lagged. Needles in a fascicle 5 with a little bit of a white wax in there. That white stomatal wax on the underside of the needles. Okay, but the big giveaway is a long brush-like needles in a bunch of 5. Mushroom diversity in the Upper Peninsula has been off the chain, okay? California's on fire and dry as a bone, and there's just, you know, I've probably seen 40 different species of mushroom just today. Look at this. Look, we got another orchid down here. Not blooming anymore, just seed capsules, like Loeselii, okay? Look at how tiny the seeds are. Crack these little capsules open, and look at the powdery seeds. Shit. Oh, fuck. Fucking jackass. I didn't mean to do that. I'll just put him right, I'll stuff him right back in there. Okay? Just so you can get, you know, just so you can get a quick, just take a quick gander, a nice money shot. He's got like a quasi pseudo bulb down there. Look at that. Bulbous root. Anyway, those are the seeds. Look how tiny orchid seeds are. Okay? And these are actually kind of big for a lot of orchid seeds. They're already ready. So I'm just going to help them disperse, and then we'll just put them back in this boggy sand. Sandybags.com. Sorry, guy. I'm a bastard. Just stick them right in there. See, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Now, when John McPhee said that road cuts are like church to geologists, he wasn't fucking around, okay? Which is why I am where I am right now, okay? What a wonderful way to get such a nice slice through the Earth's crust, to get past all that pesky soil layer where all those annoying plants grow, and get straight to the heart of the skin of the Earth. So what you're looking at right now is a roughly 2 billion year old pillow basalts, okay? They're listed on the geologic map as metabasalts, metamorphosed basalts, basalt that has been cooked, okay? Now what a pillow basalt is, and anyone who's familiar at all with you know, West Coast, Pacific Coast geology will know this, is a pillow basalt is just a volcanic rock, a basalt, a mafic, magnesium and iron basalt that's been extruded from the Earth's crust, from its magma chamber underwater. And so in doing so, when that magma comes out, it comes into contact with that water and cools immediately, and then just slumps over. Okay, kind of like a chunky toothpaste being squeezed out of a tube of toothpaste. And that's what you can see right here. You could clearly see the outlines of those pillows. I mean, they're called pillow basalts because they kind of look like just pillows just being chunked out. So much comes out and then it breaks off. Another segment comes out and it breaks off, and they just kind of pile up. All right, but again, these have had 2 billion years to be cooked. So, you know, basalt is a relatively smooth flowing lava as opposed to a viscous flowing lava. Remember, like rhyolite would be a very viscous lava. It's got a lot of silica in it. Okay, it's a felsic lava, whereas on the other end of the spectrum, you got the mafic lavas like basalt. Okay, but to see this, you know, up close, I mean, this is a photograph of an event that happened an extremely long time ago. Okay, and you can see where it's been cooked as well, subjected to a heat and pressure afterwards, sometime after it was first extruded upon the surface of the earth. Yeah, there we go. There's a nice exposure there. Ah! It's so smooth. It feels like it's been polished. I'm going to be careful not to break my answer. Another day at church. The Proterozoic Church. Ah! Look at that. Yeah, metamorphosed basalt. AKA the greenstone. The greenstone basalt. Rock porn. See how it's just in these little kind of pillow-shaped segments. Got some magnesium, some iron, possibly some aluminum in there. It looks like some jackass painted something at some point, but it doesn't look like it was the name of a metal band, disappointingly. Perhaps just a love professed to somebody. God damn, look at it. Look at that. Ah! You gotta thank the glaciers for that nice sheen, okay? All right? A few 100,000 tons of ice per square foot is probably what polished them up like that nice. Okay, but still you could see the outline of the original pillow lavas. Ah! Oh, that's nice. This beauty right there. Better with age. The real reason I came up here was to go to the Shunk Furniture Warehouse. Huh? How many DUIs do you think the cops give out here per year? On this little stretch alone. God. I can't say I blame them now, okay? I mean, I'm sober, but if I lived in the UP, maybe I'd be drinking myself to death, you know? It's what tends to happen, okay? With those long, brutal winters. Oh, look at Juniperus communis. Juniperus communis, my old friend. Oh, look at the stomatal wax on these guys. That waxy cuticle, that white waxy cuticle. Everything's already turning up here. Anyway, look at this piece over here. Some nice pieces there, some nice shapes in it. 2 billion year old pillow lavas. Okay, well that's all I got for today. I guess you're done staring at rocks for the time being. That's all I got for you. Have a nice rest of your evening. Go fuck yourself. Try not to be a prick. Bye.